am going to be talking to you today about tattoos. More specifically my own. My experiences, the pain, the money, the aftercare, and my opinion. So I hope you're interested, because if you're not, you're in the wrong place and you probably shouldn't be paying any attention. I've been meaning to do a blog post for quite a while on this particular subject. However, I have realised how difficult that is, and usually I would put the time into it, but I realised it would be a lot easier to just film a video. So enjoy, please. Let's go in chronological order. I had my first tattoo when I was 16 or 17 years old. No, I did not get it done in a studio. Who in their right mind would have done that? I in fact got a bus for about an hour and a half into the middle of Hull. I had no idea where I was going. Sat in some guy's living room floor. I was sat on his floor. He was sat on the couch behind me. I was sat between his knees. Really weird. His dog was licking my face. And I got just a line coat hanger, a little triangle one, which had literally no reason. Tumblr was massive in like that era of my life, and I'd seen all of these really cool girls with multicoloured hair and these little tattoos, and I was like, oh, that's gonna make me look so badass. It was wonky, it was bigger than I wanted. Like, I wanted a little, like, small, dainty little tattoo. Like, it wasn't okay. It wasn't okay. I now have that covered up. I couldn't ever get it removed because it's my first ever tattoo and it's emotional and all that kind of stuff, but... And then I did wait until I was 18 for my next one. I went to a studio in Hull called Buzz Tattoos, where this wonderful, wonderful guy called Greg works, and I just loved him. He's fantastic, and I'm so happy I got my first proper tattoo done there by him. It is this one on the inside of my arm here. It reads, yeah, I am watching the clock that's ticking away my time. It is a Pretty Reckless lyric from the song Just Tonight. And again, I was 18. I was a little, ooh, music means the world to me, I'm gonna get some lyrics, and for some reason I didn't pick a song that I have loved for my whole life or anything with any particular meaning, but I still really love the Pretty Reckless, thank goodness, and I still really love that song, so I'm still happy I have it. Pain wise, that was definitely one of the worst I have experienced. In that sensitive little area, that close to your armpit, like, it isn't a pleasant experience, and I'm very happy it was only about 25 minutes worth of tattooing, otherwise I would have tapped out. It was... I've actually been back to Greg for another 5 of my tattoos. At this point, like, I hadn't really researched artists. I never thought about travelling to find other artists that I really liked. Like, Instagram famous artists wasn't something that I was interested in. I didn't really have Instagram actually then, but he's cheap and cheerful, really comfortable. He doesn't make you feel awkward. Like, he's one of those big tattooed men with a big beard and long hair, and he's not intimidating at all. He was just so kind, made me feel so comfortable. Little studio, there wasn't many customers coming in, obviously, because he was the only guy that worked there. Really comfortable place to be. And he's done this mandala here, and are there any others on here? This love heart, that's around the 13. He didn't do the 13, that was done like 3 days ago, that's why it still looks like that. He did My Little Moon, which is absolutely adorable. I'm still very happy I've got it. I am going to get it reworked eventually once I go further down my arm, so it fits in with the rest of what I've got going on. He did the Disney castle that's on the back of my ankle, which will be in a cutaway because obviously I cannot really showing my ankle right now. And he tattooed my sternum. And I think I got all of those tattoos within the same like 6 months. I really love it still. It's here we go, a bit of bra mark in there for you, a little bit of under boob. It is a flower of life, which obviously I'm still really happy that I've got. The first ones that you get are always your favourite. Mind you being young and irresponsible and stupid. Which leads me on to the second tattoo that I've had covered up, because being young, irresponsible and stupid, in a break, my lunch break at college, me and my group of friends decided it'd be really funny to go into body art. And if you are from Hull watching this, you will realise that getting a tattoo from body art is not a good idea. I don't know the name of the guy. We literally walked in, got a tattoo and left. Didn't know the name of the artist, didn't pay a deposit, anything like that, literally just walked in, and he tattooed a clip art sun just above my elbow. And I kept it like that for 4 years. But when I went in for my last tattoo appointment with a girl called Stacey at 666 Studios in Sunderland, she looked at it. She has tattooed me twice before this appointment, and she was like, I need to fix that. She couldn't let me carry on looking like that. Thankfully she did fix it, and now it looks a lot better than that. So still going in chronological order, the next tattoos I got after those ones were the ones on my feet. And at this point I was 19 maybe, and had got Instagram and had fallen in love with all of these incredible artists all over the country and all over the world, and obviously you will not be surprised with the fact that I fell in love with Grace Neutral. She is an incredible human being, an incredible artist, and all around just wonderful person. And we went to Doncaster Tattoo Jam. I went with a couple of my friends, and I think I was the only one that actually had made an appointment before we went. 'Cause usually tattoo conventions you just kind of rock up and pick something you like and go get it done, but I'd emailed with Grace and planned to get an Alice in Wonderland design on my feet, and I was still a bit of a commitment of ferb about getting something big or getting something that I hadn't chosen, but I put all of my trust in her, and she bestowed upon me the most beautiful feet that exist. They're still my favourite tattoos I've ever seen on like anybody in the entire world, so I'm very lucky to have them on my own feet. There is Alice on my right foot and Dinah, her cat, on my left foot, and then there are 3 bread and butterflies going up both of my ankles, and then on the right side of my right leg, yeah, Absalom, the smoking caterpillar, who is just, oh, an angel. Reminds me of Alan Rickman now, and I'm sad. But this is where I want to start talking about money with artists. If you want a good quality tattoo that will heal well, that will age well, that you will carry on loving after the excitement of having a new tattoo is worn off, spend money. I spent £500 getting tattooed by Grace, and that's not only because it took a long time, because she uses the method of hand perking, where she gets a needle, a tattooing needle, sellotapes it to a chopstick, and then does it all by hand. So you'll see in the little cutaway that the method does take a very, very long time, but it's so worth it. I got these tattoos done ages ago, and they've stayed exactly the same as they were when I walked out of that studio when she'd finished. Yeah, it did take 3 appointments, all get done in the convention. That would have been crazy. We ended up actually having to stop that appointment earlier than we planned, because I was sat on one of those little pop-up tables and with my foot on a chair, and she was sat on the ground, and it could not have been very comfortable to be tattooing in that situation. But yeah, I ended up going back to London twice to Good Times Tattoo Studio. I don't think she works there anymore, but we are going back a bit of a while. But yeah, spend money. I spent £500 and it was the best £500 I've ever spent in my life. I'll buy a car for £500 and still think that my tattoos are like worth more than my car. But yeah, tattoos have never had any specific like meaning or oh this needs to be so important to me and oh this needs to remind me of like my childhood. Nothing like that. I just like art, and every time I get a new one someone's like, oh what does this mean, oh what is this for, and it's like because it's nice, I like it. Now I'll move on to talking about being tattooed in Sunderland now. I moved to Sunderland, where I am right now, for university in 2014. Yes, I have not graduated yet. I'm getting there. Only have a year left. It'll be very nice. And one of the first things I did when I moved was have a look at some tattoo studios, and I found out there was one a walk away from where I was living, and I was so excited. And my friend came to visit me quite quickly after I moved, I think, and the first thing we did was walk up to this tattoo studio. Didn't care who we were getting tattooed by, just picked some random thing we wanted and went in. No idea who the guy was, I still can't remember, and he did not speak to us. It was weird. Just kind of sat there and tattooed us. Yeah, my friend got the symbol. That was meaningful for her. That was what she was looking for. And I got the unicursal hexagram. Unicursal hexagram is what it's called. And I have been interested in spiritualism for a while. And I know that's a very broad thing to say, but I believe in something. It's definitely not God. It's not any of the big pre-existing religions. None of those are quite my thing. So I'm researching, finding out things, and that obviously is a pretty thing, otherwise I won't get it. Look at that. It's not very well done. He actually tattooed it over my implant in my arm, you know, the contraceptive implant. He didn't ask me if I had it. He just kind of put it on there and started going. I was like, oh well, my implant's under there, is it fine? And he was like, yeah, absolutely fine, nothing happened to it. Nothing happened to it, it was absolutely fine. But when I got my implant taken out, that was quite difficult to try not to disturb the tattoo, try not to leave any scarring anywhere near it. And after that I didn't go back to 666 for a while. I ended up actually going to Middlesbrough to a guy called, I just always remember him as Watson Sith because that's his Instagram name. Oh, what is it? Paul Watson, who had posted on his Instagram this lovely little pointillism aerial from The Little Mermaid that he'd done in a shell, and I was like, that's amazing. And I went and got it. Like, she's back here, and she's massive. Like, it's a big tattoo and it's in a pretty weird place, to be fair, but my arm is slowly developing into some kind of patchwork sleeve, and I do love it. And it was just really exciting to go on a day out to Middlesbrough, and it was with two of my friends that I'd met at uni, and we had a really good day out. And I don't remember it being overly expensive, so look up Paul under Watson Sith on Instagram, because he is so talented, and so is his brother. Like Caris, who I went with, my friend, she got tattooed by Daryl. I think this was the second time we went. We did go back twice. And he's a talent and a half, like. But yeah, Paul actually covered up my coat hanger that I was talking about at the beginning of this tale, and I wasn't overly impressed the second time we went, because I'd had this appointment booked for quite a while and I was very clear with the kind of thing I wanted. You see it everywhere, everyone gets that nice pattern, like sometimes looks like paisley and just really intricate design. Alex Bourne is wonderful for that kind of thing, and at the time I wanted to be tattooed by Alex Bourne, but she was pregnant, or she wasn't working locally. She now actually works in Hull, which is really annoying. Now that she's working in Hull, I will be making an appointment at some point to go and get something done, because she's incredible. And I'd been very clear with Paul that I wanted something girly, something you know, feminine and ornate. And he didn't draw up the design until I got there. We were exchanging emails on my train there, and he was still asking me what I wanted, and he hadn't drawn it, and he kept sending me really simple designs back, and I was like, that's not anything like what I wanted. And I was disappointed. And I got there and he drew up something that I did like, and I got it done, and I do kind of wish I'd held out for something a bit better. I'm going to get more added to it, which will bring it back up and I'll love it more. And I do love having it there, it's just not exactly what I wanted. It's down the same line, and it is still a tattoo that I like, and I'm happy that I have it, but it looks like a dragon's face if you look at it carefully, because obviously they only draw half the design and then they copy it over so it's symmetrical on both sides, and it kind of looks like something staring at you. It's a little bit weird, but yeah. I went to go see Stacey, who my last appointment was with, and I've been tattooed by her on 3 different occasions, and she's done more than one tattoo every time. The first time I went to her, she did, the first 2 times I went, I got 2 each time. And I think the first time I went, she did my little girl power here, which I love, and my Chiara Bautista Dear Girl, which is still one of my favourite drawings in the world. And then I went back a second time and she did this crystal ball with a lovely creepy hands on it which kind of resembles spiders. And with my crystal ball one, I also got a rose on the back of my ankle. My first tattoo that had meaning. My little cousin is called Rose, there's 18 years between us, so obviously I'm very protective. First time I've ever really experienced growing, like a child growing up around me, and she's a wonderful little human, so that's a nice little rose for my rose. And then I didn't get tattooed for ages, like a year, and then a couple of days ago I made another appointment with Stacey and I ended up getting 5 more tattoos. All small, all, she actually did all of them in under an hour and a half. It was absolutely crazy. Just a couple little gap fillers and my Bowie. Oh, now I'm gonna get sad now. And during my appointment, Let's Dance came on the radio, and I literally had to try and stop myself from crying. It was, it was really quite a special, magical little, oh my god, amazing little moment. But the other ones that I got are my crossbones, which are inspired by a Bloody Mary metal ring that I've got, and so is the tooth here. That's also inspired by some Bloody Mary metal jewellery. She covered up the clip art sun that I got done at Body Art into, can you see that? There, a nice little flower. And then I got my 13 inside this heart, which is so scabby it really hurts. I got that because I moved here on the 13th of September 2014. 13 is my lucky number, clearly, because my life is a lot better now that I've moved. I do go back to Hull a lot and I'm planning on moving back there, but it triggered a lot of good things happening. Meaningful. That's 2. That's 2 whole meaningful ones out of however many I have just spoken about. Yeah, talking about pain again, the only ones that I remember being in a lot of pain with, this one, really bad, and some bits on the back of my neck, they I can't even see any of it. Around this side here, it started to pinch really badly because obviously it's not very durable body part, is it? You see any over here? No, it's just a necklace. There's a cutaway, you'll see it there, but those are the only ones I remember being particularly bad. Obviously it's not that bad, otherwise I wouldn't keep going back and getting more. Plans for the future will just be figuring out where to put the ones I've decided I already want. I do plan on getting Dali's elephant with the ridiculously long legs somewhere, but obviously I don't want it small because it won't emphasise the legs, and I need that. So that's, I think the next direct plan is going to be that, and I really want a sunflower on my shoulder cap. But have you seen tattoos of sunflowers? They can be really, really gross, so there's going to be a lot of planning that goes into this, a lot of money that goes into this, a lot of artist research that's going to go into this, because it has to be perfect. You're going to be able to see it, it's going to be incredibly visible. It needs to be good, because if it's not, then it's just going to ruin my life. You can't get something like that covered up, especially when it's that big. But yeah, I have no like final plan of how I want my body to look. It's not a, oh my god, I want to be absolutely covered head to toe in tattoos. I'm just going where I want to be going. I'm going in the right direction. I've got the ones that I love. I've never not gotten something that I've had my heart set on because of what other people think. My nana called me Butch once. That was really nice of her. She's an angel, really. I don't think she means it. But my tips for being tattooed are: find an artist you trust, don't scrimp, like pay for good artistry, and aftercare. Just be safe, look after yourself, be good. It'll look perfect once it's finished, just please do it carefully and responsibly. But I will be writing an accompanying blog post for this video. Oh, no posh then. But I hope you enjoyed listening to me ramble, and if any of you do blogging and vlogging and all of that kind of thing, especially about tattoos and that kind of stuff, leave me links so I can have a look, have a read, have a watch. I would appreciate that greatly. And see ya! And talk it out like yeah.